Taste the pain!
Or it looks like 2 Crimson followers.
Take
Sure enough, the Crimson followers have taken over the Grand Hall. Lilly almost forgot Markius was with her until he came to her aid, emerging through the storage room trapdoor. Which reminds her, she better take whatever healing kits she can find, as he'll likely not have even 1 healing potion to give her. Infuriating. Alright, just going to try to draw them into the storage room instead.
taste the pain! Taste of my life!
At the far end of the room, a corpse riddled with arrows. Beside him, a green crystal that must have fallen from his pocket when slain. Lilly considers taking it, but decides against it, remembering that she's trying to impress the ShadowGuard recruiter. Does that even matter anymore? She's not even sure if her initiation is still in question, but isn't going to worry about that until she's safely on that ship. The Control Stone Chamber. Lilly thinks she can see the High Sorcerer's body and sends Bones to investigate. The control room chamber appears to be quiet. Too quiet. Bones sees the dead body of High Sorcerer Zhiram lying near the center of the room, as well as a man trapped in some sort of magical field. Harkon. What has the bungling idiot done? Probably triggered the runes of warding, if Lilly had to guess. Or worse, damaged the control stone somehow. If he had only waited for her, none of this would have happened. Or maybe that rude wizard is up to something. He did seem almost too eager to have the gem in her father's possession for himself. Maybe he set off a trap designed to keep out would-be thieves of the Imperial treasury. Maybe he's done both. Lilly doesn't quite trust it and decides to apply mage armor before entering the chamber, mockingly thanking the late Chancellor Varun for the opportunity. Whatever Harkon's done, she only hopes it won't prevent her from breaking the seal on the Market District gates. If it does, she'll make him break it with that fool head of his. Trapped within a strange globe of energy emitted by the control stone, his eyes slowly moves towards Lilly's. Then he speaks. Markius? Markius, is that you? I can scarcely see a thing through this magical shield. Markius, acknowledging that it is. I'm here along with Lilly Black. I managed to save her, but I fear I was too late to save Okaris. His eyes grow wide as he turns to gaze at Lilly. Lilly Black, you're alive. I had heard what happened to your father, and I suppose I assumed you met the same fate. guess they haven't really been introduced, but should assume he'd know who she is. He almost seems relieved. That is sad news, lass. There's no time to grieve for the dead at the moment. I am Harkon, a High Sorcerer of the Harkon Empire. I was here in Ghaarak, tracking the movements of the foul being known as the Crimson Prophet. But the Prophet has bested me. He has used the magic of the Control Stone to trap me within this cage. Yeah, Lily's wondering where the Prophet is. He sealed himself away in the Imperial treasury. From what I have gathered, your father found an ancient relic, one that may prove extremely dangerous in the wrong hands. I must be free to this cage and stop the Prophet's plans. You must help me escape before the Prophet recovers this relic from the Imperial treasury. Lily's wondering how she can trust him. He sneers at her mistrust. You are proving to be as difficult as your father, Lilly. We have little time. The Prophet may emerge from the treasury at any time. Markius assuring Lilly that Harkon can be trusted. He may not always have the kindest tongue, but he is an ally of mine, dedicated to stopping the Crimson Prophet's evil. Ask him what the relic is. Your father was a fool not to come to us sooner, a mistake I imagine he would sorely regret, were he still alive, that is. Now, this gem may fall into the hands of the Crimson Prophet to be used for all manner of atrocities. Your father and I have been acquaintances for a long time, Lilly. Okara sent word to me of a gem he had found, and he seemed unwilling to speak of it at any great length. Of course, we overheard some of that conversation. Your father didn't seem himself after recovering the gem. I began to suspect it may have taken some sort of influence over him. I fear now that my suspicions will prove true. Insisting on being freed. Asking how that might be done. You'll need to somehow stop the sorcery of the Control Stone. It's operated by a rather simple conjuration phrase, which actually Lilly already discovered, which calls its power forth. However, to utilize its magic, you'll also need to bypass its runes of protection. He knows neither the conjuration words nor the method of deactivation. Or you could simply try and crush the pedestals operating the stone. Doing so may disrupt the sorceries in place, so be wary. Be quick about it, Lilly. I must be free of the Control Stone's power before the Crimson Prophet emerges from the treasury. She'll have to see. Ally of Markius or not, Lilly will never forgive Harkon for calling her father a fool. His passing's still fresh in her mind. But for now, she needs to focus. Like a military commander would. Gain mastery of that Control Stone. It appears the High Sorcerer might have had some notes. Zhiram's ledger, written in fine strokes by a precise hand, has a marker set towards the back of its pages. Lilly turns the page and reads the entry there. I found myself thinking a great deal of my mother in the last few days. I believe that little homeless girl I saw in the market district the other day brought this particular case of nostalgia upon me. She was sitting beside one of the merchant stands reciting an old poem Mother used to tease my sister with. I guess this is the poem. The boy to my right has 9 cakes. The one to my left has only 1. I'm so hungry, I've got the shakes, but boys don't share, and I have none. A silly little thing, really, but it used to make me smile when I was a lad. Come to think of it, this little poem gives me an idea for arranging the warding runes on the Control Stone. Maybe now I won't forget the combination so often. I believe I'll do that right now. This is the last entry in the ledger. It seems Zhiram never had an opportunity to write more. Alright, So, of course, the arcane phrase was here in ledger number 13, Nilak Navok. And here in his ledger is the instructions for deactivating the defenses. To the right are 9 cakes, to the left is 1. The girl herself has none. Okay. Seems simple enough. She's not surprised Harkon bungled it. Before Lilly lies the control stone of Ghaarak, magical energies crackling over its smooth surface. She places her hands on the stone and feels its massive power coursing through her arms. The control stone sits silently on its altar, awaiting some sort of prompting from Lilly. Alright, Lilly, trying to recall what she read in the ledger. Lilly remembers that by uttering the arcane phrase Milak Navok, she should be able to gain access to the runes of protection which guard access to the control stone. Alright, so she needs to first speak the phrase, then deactivate the defenses. Each rune can be placed in one of 9 positions, and only the correct arrangement of the runes will attune the control stone to her mind. Once you've arranged the runes as she likes, she can place her hands on the stone and attempt to force her will upon it. If it's done incorrectly, though, the control stone's defenses will be set in place, sending a massive shock through Lilly's body. Alright. Lilly uttering Milak Navok. As she utters the arcane phrase, 3 runes slowly appear on the surface of the stone, each with 9 points surrounding it. According to the poem, there was 9 cakes to the right. Lilly places her hand on the right rune. The rune slowly drifts to the surface of her hand, and to her surprise, she realizes it could be manipulated into any one of 9 positions, setting the right rune into the 9th position. Lilly then sets her hand on the left rune. It again drifts slowly to the surface of her hand. Sets that into the 1st position, 1 cake to the left. Lastly, setting her hand on the middle rune. The little girl herself had none, setting it to position 0. Then Lilly focuses her will on the control stone in an attempt to gain mastery over it. It hums into action, and she feels her mind connecting with the powerful sorceries within. It stands ready to accept her command. Alright, looks like she has no choice but to lower the seals on the market gate and for Harkon simultaneously. The stone erupts into a bright white light. The gates to the market district should now be open. So you managed to lower the control stone shields, Lilly Black. Quite resourceful for one so young as you. But you should flee this place quickly. The Crimson Prophet remains near. Holy cow.
Hear me and listen well.
Lilly finds herself unable to move as the Crimson Prophet draws near to her, his strange eyes locking with hers. So, you have lowered the control stone shields. Quite clever of you, lass, but it matters not. I've retrieved what I've come for. And he holds forth a black jewel, red flames dancing along its smooth surface. Harkon turns his head towards the Crimson Prophet, struggling against the sorceries holding him in place. You shall not take that gem, Prophet. By Rakah's name I swear it. He sneers. Rakah holds no power over me, petty sorcerer. No, I believe there's little you can do to stop me. And to ensure you bother me no further, I believe I shall leave you to my followers. He motions for them to enter the chamber.
Slaughter them.
Finish them, followers of the Crimson Path. Show these fools what fate lies in store for those who would stand in the way of the Crimson Prophet. As he departs, he waves his hands in a wide arc, causing the doors of the control stone chamber to slam shut and seal behind him. Curses to the Crimson Prophet! Cannot let him escape Ghaarak alive. Come, must deal with these fanatics quickly. It actually looks like quite a few of them. Alright, magic missile.
Die, unworthy foe!
Not sure what Markius is doing either. Magic missile.
And your life is
Alright, there went bones.
taste your life!
Man. Alright, I think she's gonna... Just drinks a potion.
Taste the pain!
As the last Crimson follower falls to the ground, it appears the magic wears off the chamber doors and they quickly swing open. Harkon fled, proving what a weasel he is. She'll have to worry about him later. Otherwise, despite the circumstances, she's never had the opportunity before. She has to see what might be in the Imperial treasury. If she's to be taking passage on a ship and starting a new life elsewhere, she'll need a considerable basis of coin with which to do it. The coffers of the Imperial treasury should at least raise a fifth of the required amount. But how is she going to carry it all? She quickly looks at Markius, trying to judge how much he'd be able to carry. 200 pounds, she imagines. How much gold is that? Lilly not only knows exactly how much a gold piece weighs, but easily does the calculation in her head. 50 gold pieces to a pound makes for 10,000 gold pieces on Markius's back. But that'll never do. She really needs to conduct more research into arcane porter spells, though she can't do anything about that now. Of the 3 chests, One proves particularly difficult. Lilly carefully recites the incantations for her newly learned knock spell. But, to her surprise, the chest remains locked. She concludes it must have been an erroneously scribed scroll that she copied at the Imperial Academy. Just goes to show the quality you can expect when you don't purchase your spells, but instead copy them from the library. Covered in a dizzying array of runes and ensorcelments, this crossbow has been enchanted to fire magical bolts, eliminating the need to carry one's own ammunition. This is hardly the rich expanse of wealth Lilly was hoping to find. What little there is of value is only to be found in this weaponry. What is she supposed to do when she steps off the Voyager in her new home city? Open a weapon shop, right there, on the pier. The proceeds to fund her new life? Lilly's luxury lances? Battle axes by Black? Ridiculous. It appears this pedestal once held the strange stone which the Crimson Prophet took from the room. That stone. That was the true prize. She probably could have raised the entirety of the coin she requires with just that gem alone. So, of course, it's found its way into the hands of the Crimson Prophet instead. She was so deep in thought about that stone that she didn't even see them in the chamber ahead. Okay, some more Crimson followers. In fact, she was so deep in thought about that stone, she didn't even think that it might be a bad idea to exit the Grand Hall through the front entrance until the last possible moment. On the way back, it finally hits her. Her father is gone. She hadn't really had a free moment until now to really think about it. She's no stranger to grief, having already lost her mother, and has to admit to herself that she really doesn't feel any. But she is realizing for the first time that her life will likely take a drastic change, or rather, her lifestyle, and likely for the worse. Otherwise, personally, she really won't miss the brutish old general, who was a poor magistrate, and even worse father.